We've been on record saying that the Ford Flex is the single best 7-passenger people mover on the road. Yes, there are other vehicles out there that look more like a traditional SUV, but when it comes to roominess and functionality, this big box on wheels can't be beat. When we first reviewed the Flex, Zach and I were split on the design. I'm not a fan of the big boxy shape, but he loves the way it looks, kind of like a beach cruiser or something out of the 1960s in California. We're here with the 2013 model. Now, the overall dimensions have stayed the same, but there have been some tweaks to the design. The name Flex is now proudly displayed on the hood, a tip of the hat to the concept vehicle Chip Foose did a few years ago. In fact, Ford used a few of his tricks, including the removal of the Ford oval and sticking with the prominent front grille bar. Then they narrowed the headlights and incorporated an LED look. Our test vehicle has the appearance package. It comes with 20-inch alloy and painted wheels, as well as some updates in the interior that I'll show you. The appearance package adds leather seats, upgraded door trim, and a classier overall look. If you're familiar with the previous Flex, you will immediately see the differences on the interior. The new dash now looks a lot more like the Edge and Explorer. The base sync system is still here, but the 8-inch My Ford Touch has been integrated and features the latest updates. Ford was nailed in recent quality studies because of the complexity of the My Ford Touch, and they rushed to update it. It's a bit simpler to use, but the touch points on the screen, one in each corner for navigation, heat, phone, etc., are still rather small, and voice activation takes a while to master. Now, Zach was not a huge fan of the touch surfaces for the fan and other controls below the screen. We both think they look cool, but he doesn't find them as rewarding to touch and use as dials and buttons. I like it. I guess it just comes down to personal taste. Now, what makes the Flex a must-try is its huge amount of space. There's tons of room in the second row and the seats are very comfortable. They tumble forward for easy access into the third row, and there's a lot of space back there too. And even with the third row of seats in the upright position, there's lots of cargo room for groceries and other items. And I also want to point out the decent-sized cup holder in a very convenient location for the passengers in the second row. Ford also went to town with updates under the hood. The new base V6 engine has 20 more horsepower, bringing it to 285 from the upgraded 3.5-liter V6. The driver can also get the engine to perform just like they'd like, thanks to a 6-speed shiftable automatic that Ford calls Select Shift. If you want to do the shifting yourself, though, you'll have to use the paddle shifters behind the wheel. Ford wants to provide their direct injection turbocharged engine that they called EcoBoost to 90% of their lineup by next year. Now, the Ford Flex was one of the first vehicles to have that technology, and thankfully, it's still available. If you love the power and torque of a V8 engine, but you don't want to pay the high fuel prices, the EcoBoost motor provides V8-like torque at 350 foot-pounds and 355 horsepower. With this engine, the Flex can fly down the road and pass on the highway with ease, even when the vehicle is full. This would be our engine to order. The Flex shares platform similarities with the Edge and new Explorer, but the Flex is more car-like than the more ruggedly tuned Explorer. The boxiness of the design helps the driver to see each corner, and the big windows help too. The smooth ride and powerful engine make the Flex feel much more agile than it looks. This 2013 Flex looks a little bit more athletic, and it's still very impressive with its roominess. Now, you might want to try the new dash to see if you can live with the sophisticated electronics. The price starts at around $29,000, but if you want to get a fully loaded model like we have here, it'll cost you more than $55,000. Overall, the Ford Flex still can't be beat. That is, if you like the styling.
Interested in an SUV? We have all the reviews of the latest models at drivingtelevision.com.